Hey everybody, Meredith Baker for On the Map Off the Radar, and I have a very special person with me here today, Kiran Gandhi, who started the conversation that went viral when she ran the London Marathon last year without a tampon, which I was so honored to be by her side crossing the finish line. And now Kiran has kindly agreed to come on the Map Off the Radar, once again, our first veteran actually, of interviewees to talk about kind of where the conversation has gone in this past year about menstruation and how running the London Marathon without a tampon has kind of spurred her activism for females around the world, or as Kiran says, the future is female. So I'll just open the discussion right up. Kiran, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're busy creating music in California right now. Oh, I'm honored. And could you go ahead and kind of talk about the recent musings you've had and reflecting all that's happened over the year, and maybe what you're most proud of that has come from running the London Marathon without a tampon?
Absolutely. Well, Meredith, the most amazing part is that I ran because of you. Like, you literally just planted the seed in my head in 2014, and you were like, oh, well, I'm running the London Marathon. So now that I see you doing these 5Ks and 10Ks and half marathons, why don't you just do the full one with me? And for me, it was like a dream. I was like, oh, hell no. There's no chance I can run a full marathon. I can barely run from this bridge to the Western Avenue Bridge, Boston. But I do want to just take a moment to give you that credit. So thank you for taking me under your wing and holding my hand through all 26 miles and staying with me till we crossed the finish line. I couldn't have done it without you and with Anna.
Well, now, pleasure.
The story for those of us who are just like joining, who don't know the story, me, Meredith, and Anna had got to the start line, and I knew that I was going to get my period at some point, and I was just hoping that it would be after the actual race, because anytime during practices that I had my period, I would just skip out training on those days because it's just too painful. It's uncomfortable. I think running with a foreign object in your body is just not ideal, and chafing if you use a pad is extremely painful. And so I just hadn't practiced running with those things. And so had I chosen to do that, it really would have been because I was supposed to be made to feel embarrassed that somebody else might see a little blood. Right. And I remember having this conversation with you and Anna on the start line, where I was like, I don't want to run with that stuff. I don't want to run carrying a tampon. I don't want to run having to change this stuff in front of other people. Like, there was just no good solution. And it actually made me feel really good, the thought of free bleeding. Like, I was like, that makes the most sense to me. It's the most comfortable, it's the safest, and it allows us to just keep going. So
right. Literally go with the flow.
Going with the flow. And I knew it would be radical to do that. I knew it would be radical because it's shocking to people that we pretend, both men and women have been socialized to pretend that periods don't exist. And I've been raised to believe otherwise, that we have to fight that. And so when I started running, it was really a personal act of liberation. It was like, in order for me to keep up with you and Anna and just to keep going,